I'm gonna contact them about that. Holy
Okay, I should
cow.
be back now. I should be back online now. So that would be nice for everybody who's, you know, still doing that. Okay. I really do want to get this working. I really do want to get this working. It's bugging me now that I can't get this to work. Okay. So now what I have to figure out to do is actually make sure I can still get this to work. You know, like my actual display capture to work. Because I've never done it like this before. So
I don't know, but I am Zognoid.
what?
I am Zognoid.
Good for you. Anyways, well, what do you want to talk about, my friend?
Not a lot, just a lot of natural disasters. The earthquake that hit Mexico.
I've heard about all these random natural disasters. Good lord.
I don't want to quote Romans, but it's looking to be
No,
that.
we could quote Romans and it would be fine, but I mean, yeah. Good job, Andrew. You're such a cool dude. You're so cool. Like, whoa, bro. Whoa, bro, you're so cool. Like, wow.
Wow, bro. Cool story.
Cool story. He's first. Oh my god.
So,
I do kind of want to show a close-up of how awesome this rig looks. So I'm gonna grab my moving camera here if I can. Oh no, do I have enough cable? I actually don't.
So, yesterday, while I was talking with my uncle, we went searching for voice changers, and there's this program called MorphVox that is really good. What it does is that it takes your microphone and runs it through the program and renames and adds a microphone to your system.
That's cool.
And what you do is, instead of using your headset microphone or whatever microphone you're using, you run it through the program, and you can add any effect you want. So if I wanted to be, say, a dog, I just click the button and see?
And why do you need this?
Because why not? And I also need this because I can do this. It's not working.
Yeah, I can't hear you. So, I mean, I guess it's cool.
I have to run push to talk. I don't know why it's not working. Give me a second.
Well, maybe because it's a kind of weird thing. So, try that on for size. Oh, I have to go to work in 7 hours and 45 minutes.
No, you're running opening shift.
Yep. Like every Thursday.
Well, good luck.
Man, I don't mind. I really don't mind, you know, opening. Opening is not a huge nuisance to me. It's just everything else around, you know, opening. I mean, it's just.
Yes.
You know, it is the finest stuff. It's the best. It just makes you enjoy life. And I just realized how much of a mess my room is. I got home today, opened a box, and then put a card in, and hope that it worked. That's literally what I did today. But this card, okay, you've seen pictures of my card, right? You've seen pictures of a WinForce card, right?
You sent the pictures from the side. What is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, Gigabyte WinForce. It's one of the biggest cards you can buy, or one of the longest cards you can buy. But this Zotac thing. Okay, I'm gonna move my mic one more time. Okay, I thought this card was huge. This is my WinForce, and this giant brick above here, it's the same card, or it's the same chip. It's just the cooler and manufacturer is different, and it's like it's a 3-slot card, my friend.
Wait, it's a 3-slot?
It's a 3-slot card.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at that. Oh my.
It's really big, and this one it's.
I have a GTX 1080, and it's only 2-slot.
Well, I mean, my WinForce is only 2 slots, but this Zotac thing is insane, which it's really cool, and I want it to work with my Gigabyte, but it's not working with my Gigabyte, and I don't like it. That's okay. That's okay.
Beautiful.
I probably will get it to work one day. Or, like, hopefully tomorrow, because I get off at 2. If I can get off at 2. Oh, man. I can get into that, but I'm not going to. Just on the off chance my scheduler, like, watches this show. Because
Yeah, I get
she
that.
knows that I have, like, a YouTube channel. And I feel like if I ever wanted to talk smack, this would be a cool place to do it.
Just
But-
broadcast yourself.
Hey, broadcast yourself,
Hey.
YouTube! Oh, man.
They abandoned that slogan though.
It's kind of sad. But, I mean, yo, let's not, you know, diss our bosses online. That's just never cool.
No.
But this card is insane. It is... It's... Ugh. Anyways.
I mean,
I love this card. It's so cool. But I want SLI to work, and I haven't had time to play with it yet. And I have to go to work tomorrow. Adulting sucks.
Adulting does suck. So, I don't have anything really for a topic, but what we can talk about is the current market for processors and graphics cards.
Okay. So...
Because I do have to say, I am a bit disappointed in Intel this year, but I am excited for the stuff that AMD is doing.
I mean, I've heard a lot of good things from Threadripper. A lot of good things from Threadripper. But for me, as someone who has a machine of this class already, it's hard for me to, you know, make the sell of upgrading something, because I've already made the jump to something that's super substantial. I mean, you can make arguments that there are chips that are better than mine on the market right now, but since I already have this chip, it's hard for me to do that. I mean, the 5820K is not
It's gonna last
the
you a long
biggest chip
time.
out there, and actually in its lineup, it's the smallest of that lineup. On the X99 stuff, it's the smallest. Thanks, Isaac. Nice job. It's been a while since he's been on this thing, bro. How you doing, bro? How you doing? But it's hard for, you know, someone to sell me that I need the newer thing, that I need this X399 coming out. I need the Skylake variant of my chip. And actually, no, Isaac, you missed a whole bunch, by the way. You missed a lot. It's been like a stream event on this channel for the past half hour, but it's fine. I totally lost my train of thought. Anyways, let me think. Crap. Okay, it's hard for someone to sell me the fact that I need something bigger than what I have, because how I build my computers is very simple, basic. I see what the budget I have, and I see how long that budget will sustain that computer. Like, let's say I had $300 to spend on just the CPU. I would see what the biggest one I could buy, and I'll see what socket it is. If it's the most advanced socket, I would go with that, because the more pins you have in that socket, the more it is potentially capable of doing. So I could throw a lot of stuff at this chip, and it would work fine. And I actually would probably say find the biggest pinout you can and buy the smallest that pinout would support. That way, if I wanted to throw in like a 5930K or 5960X or any Skylake variant of those chips, I could. So I don't have to buy a new motherboard, I don't have to buy any special RAM, and everything else is hot swappable. Any thoughts?
I agree. That's for building a personal machine and everything like that.
Now, if you're building from scratch, where we are right now in today's market, it's still a toss-up, because a lot of the stuff that's come out, it's not any much better than what has already been out for a little bit. So if I was, you know, building Photon, or Photon 2, I guess, if I was building Photon 2, I wouldn't put 980 Ti's in there, even though I did just buy another one because I already had one. And I tried selling off this WindForce, and if I could sell off this WindForce, I would have a 1080 Ti in here, because it's always better to have one big graphics card than two moderate graphics cards. And I wanted to have these two in here because these are not tiny graphics cards. Don't let a 980 Ti fool you.
Okay, sorry, I had to talk to my mom for a moment, but let me go ahead and go on a tangent, a rebuttal tangent. So, say you're joining the market and you have ample money to spend, and you have, say, the want to build a computer that has all the mainstream parts, and you have the money to support it. So, you build the machine, and you get your X399, I believe that's what it is.
That's the um yeah, that's the like 2066 socket, which mine and I think you have a 5930K, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
2011 slot.
so you have the 2011 socket, and the socket up is 2066, and they've called that 399 because
Well, reasons.
marketing.
yeah,
and
and
I think AMD stole the other thing, so it's
Yeah, so with all that and the thread ripping capability, and also the addition of the AMD motherboard, no, not the motherboards, the AMD graphics cards that aren't the most powerful things, but they have more transistors and they have more computing per core than any other
well,
graphics
that's
cards.
how they're making it work, because now they're making CPUs that have a phenomenal amount of processing cores. Like this is a 6-core, which is still huge. Most mainstream stuff is still quad core, and you can do a lot on a quad core. But what the newer stuff is like as many cores as you can throw in there. I think one of the Threadrippers that's like one of the lowest end, like $120 or something like that, is a 6-core, and its brother is an 8-core, and I think its brother above that is a 12 or something like that, or a 10, which that fad will go away, or that marketing scheme will go away, because in order to keep those cores fed with information, you have to jack the clock speed up. You have to speed up its frequency, or yeah, you have to jack its clock speed up, or it will skip itself, which it's kind of like pouring too much water across too many glasses and you run out of water. And it's a horrible analogy, but does that make any sense? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I eventually think that with how the computing components are going and just how advanced things are getting, I believe that eventually I believe Intel would be the first one to do this, to come out with as soon as this like Threadripper technology has advanced and gotten to a point where it's like the new mainstream, and we've gotten something upgraded from that. I believe at that point, AMD or Intel, I believe Intel would come up with this first, where they have an integrated chip with the motherboard that has the high functioning capability of Threadripper and the high functioning capability of the
and I'm not disputing
processing
the
power.
functionality of these new chips. There's nothing wrong with these new chips.
No, there's nothing wrong with them, but at the same time, as you were saying, like having all the water and going into his infinite cups, it doesn't really help.
No,
You have to have that. Yeah, you have to have enough water. So it's a terrible analogy, but we're making it
no.
work.
I mean, yeah, it's my terrible analogy. So you can blame me later.
Yes.
But I mean,
So
I love the idea of more cores per dollar, because over time and the amount of stuff you can do with more processing cores is phenomenal to have. If I do the work that I would do on a quad core, I actually would be having trouble. And the 6-core does spread out the workload quite well, but I've actually never have overclocked my CPU. I have never done it. I used to not have the need for it, because it came stock at 3.5, which is a respectable clock. But
yeah, and
yes.
I have a step up. I believe I have just a tiny bit step up. Instead of a base clock at 3.5, I think I have a base clock at 3.8. I think that's the only difference between our two chips.
Which actually is a significant bump, to be terribly honest. It
Oh,
may not sound like
yes.
a lot, but to those who don't fully understand it, it may not sound like a lot, but you would notice
It's quite
the difference.
significant.
You would notice
Yeah.
it very easily.
So,
I mean, my
and
dad has your chip. My dad has the 5930K, and he has it at 4.1, and
He has a
keeps it.
59.
He keeps it there all the time, and
I believe I had the
it still runs
5960.
cool. It still runs below 70, 60, or 70 degrees. It's cool. It runs great.
Yeah, I believe I currently have my chip. Well, when I had my computer working, I believe I had it overclocked to a 4.2 consistent at a thermal
Yeah,
of
you
52,
can make that work.
and
You
then
can make that work.
I
With the cooler
had
that I know
I
that you have, you can make that work.
Yeah, in for a short amount of time, I did a very bold thing. I did it at 4.5, but it had a constant temperature of 67. So
That's
it's very
cool.
dangerous.
That's cool.
Yeah, but
But
after a while, like okay, that's doing minimal. That's just reading the temperature. If I were to start any type of like
okay, I have
thermal
to answer a question here
throttling,
real quick if you're done. Sorry.
oh no, okay. And if I were to do any form of thermal throttling tests, it would crash within 2 minutes because
would.
it's just like I can't.
It would.
But just the fact that I can get it up to 4.5 and
It's still
run
good.
videos and
I have
stuff.
seen people who are more overclock savvy than I able to take X99 chips and shoot them up as close to 5 gigahertz as they can. And one of the coolest things about these newer chips is that since they have more cores and they've able to kind of perfect how much voltage that they use or how much wattage that they use. So let's say I think my chip is 180 or 160 watts, which is fine. But I think its direct replacement is 140 or 130, which means it already runs cooler by default because it's not as much voltage, but it's still running at the same speed. So you can clock it up higher without much issue after that. So I think is it really called the 6720 or 6780 or whatever it's called? I've actually I think it's named very close to mine. It just has a 6 in it.
5960.
No, I have the 5820, but I'm pretty sure it's the 6820.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it's the
I
6820.
can check on that.
You made the fact check me on that. But that the 6820 that is there, it's at 120 or sorry, excuse me, it's at 140 watts, and I think its base clock is 4 gigahertz, which is astronomical. That's insane. A 6-core by itself that's at 4 gigahertz default. Holy poop. You can do a lot with that just by itself. Don't touch it. And I know people who have taken, Skylake processors, even just the gaming ones, the mainstream 4-core things, and clock them up to 5 gigahertz. I'm like, why do you need that? Why?
Okay, I would say if you are doing heavy streaming and especially
No, these people aren't streaming. You know these people aren't hardcore editing. It's just for gaming. And just for it's the equivalent. It's the PC building equivalent of a wet T-shirt contest. It makes no sense.
It makes no sense. But I believe the highest clock that people have achieved right now is 7.2.
Yeah, but that's with pouring liquid nitrogen directly onto the CPU constantly.
I mean, and I do have to say, yes, that is ridiculous, but at the same time, if you want to talk about absurd numbers, in you doing quite literally pouring liquid nitrogen, if you wanted to go to the extent of doing a liquid nitrogen system, Linus Tech Tips did a video
there is no
on this a long time.
liquid nitrogen system. The only way I know people do that is if they go to conventions and go to places where they are meant to break records for processing speed and number crunching, where they benchmark for money, or they benchmark for charity, or they benchmark for world records, and they literally just have a cup that's waterproof around the rest of the system, and just cups of liquid nitrogen that they pour into said other cup. It's actually really cool to watch.
So, I just compared my current motherboard that they sent back to me to a picture of my old motherboard tag, and they sent me a different motherboard. They said they don't replace, and they just did.
Well, I mean, for all the stuff that was wrong with yours, the guy that probably was talking who just said, you know what, I'm just gonna give him something new and make him shut up.
Well, okay, so when I was talking to them over the phone, they were like, yeah, we don't do replacements, we do repairs, yada yada, just send us your motherboard and we'll go ahead and repair that for you. And I was like, okay, I don't know what's wrong with it, so I'm just going to tell you right now that I believe I have a warranty from a different external program, like an external program, an external warrantor, and I will pay you guys to replace it, whatever amount that will be, and then I will be reimbursed for whatever that amount is. I told them I could do that, and they're like, "No, we don't do that. We'll do repair." So I was like, "Okay." So I talked to someone else from a different company, and they're like, "Yeah, most companies will say they will do a repair, but in reality, they just look at it, and if they can't get it to work personally, they'll just replace it."
I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about right now because I'm reading this question, and it literally states, "How do squirrels find the time to feed cheese to Batman on the moon after Armageddon ends?" And I'm trying to wrap my head around first the scenario, then the question related to the scenario, and then why the question was asked in the first place.
That is my friend that I sent to your stream, and I don't apologize for his arrival.
No, I mean,
but
I have no problem. Ask away. My favorite thing about the show is that I answer y'all's questions, and hopefully one day I'll have an audience big enough where I can just straight up answer y'all questions and it'll be fine. But so let me try to overanalyze this because that is my favorite thing to do. If there is one thing I am good at that I am good at is that I can just overanalyze crap. So
Android is good as
whatever. Okay. So first, how did the Armageddon start? I'm going to say nuclear winter because why not? That's why he's on the moon because he doesn't want to be on the cold Earth anymore. And so Batman said to Alfred, "Hey, contingency plan 4B7 is in place. It's time to go to the moon." Then Alfred goes, "Yes, Master Bruce, let me get your things." So he packs all this stuff up and gets all his favorite cheeses with him because he's this rich snobby guy. So he has like brie and like Gouda or some other I don't know.
cheddar.
And like really sharp cheddar cheese. Okay, for those who don't know any good cheeses, because I don't know, all y'all are cheap or don't know anything, sharp cheddar is the best cheese on earth. It tastes really good.
And so is American.
No, Americans, poor people cheese. This is Batman. he's got a lot of money.
Batman is America.
No, he's in Gotham.
America.
Fine.
I can't do this anymore.
That's completely fine. I don't really care. Stop with your voice changer. I'm trying to answer a question. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to straight up answer a question. The squirrels find time because they're the only other living beings on Earth, and all they have to do is feed cheese to Bruce Wayne. There. Now, was that hard? No. Not hard at all.
Yes, it was.
I don't even know what I was talking about earlier. I don't even know anymore.
I was talking about motherboard replacement, but it's irrelevant.
Your motherboard you just need a new one, okay? I don't know what you did, cause I don't even know what you did. I sent you a list. I sent you a list, a well thought out, good PC list for your rig, and then you did something or you changed something, and
I only changed 2 parts.
Okay,
I changed the motherboard.
Well, there's your problem. You changed the motherboard.
Okay, no. It's the right motherboard, and the only reason why I got it is because it has more DIMM slots. That's the entire reason why I did it.
So then, why did you screw up? How did you screw up so bad?
I don't know. You ask the motherboard.
No, I don't have to ask the motherboard because I already asked the motherboard. I already made a spec list for you, and it was. I'm just gonna toot my own horn here. It was flat out perfect. And then you walked in, said, "Well, I'm gonna have more DIMM slots for some reason." And then I was like, you know what? You do your thing. It's your rig. I ain't gonna judge you that much. But now I'm gonna judge you. I'm gonna Indian give this remark back because you screwed up somewhere. Somehow it screwed up bad. And now you're reaping what you're sowing, and Bible stuff.
I actually have no idea if it was my problem to begin with, because one, I first thought it was the power supply, and it wasn't. It was something on the motherboard, and nothing I've done to this motherboard could cause it to do such a thing. So I think it was just a faulty
I'm pretty sure
part within the
plugging
motherboard.
in a fan header on the wrong pinout on the motherboard will cause it to have electrical issues.
Okay, I never did that because I have a fan controller inside my motherboard case where I plugged in all my fans.
Okay.
So there's
Did
no
you think
possible
to
way
plug
for
that
me to
in
mess
the
up.
correct thingy-majig? 'Cause I know what
I
they're called.
followed all the manuals. I followed all the manuals.
You never follow the manuals. You follow the guy who showed you how to build stuff.
Me
who
and
has time
Ryan
to
read
read
through the
manuals?
manuals. Me and Ryan did.
Well, I love Ryan, and his favorite thing is reading, but sometimes you just gotta do something.
Yeah.
Get your hands dirty.
But I'm pretty pissed off that MSI never gave me back my screws. Cause okay, so I sent it with a letter inside of it saying, "Hey, I'm sending you all my screws. Please replace them when you send it back. Thank you, a loyal customer." And they didn't.
Okay. Okay. I'm actually more curious about this game someone has made, because I think making games is really, really cool. I did a little bit of like game design in high school, and it was really fun. It's so much fun.
About a
And
game I made.
yeah, this mega.
Wait,
whatever
okay.
guy says, "Can I tell you about a game I made?" I'm like, I'm giving him permission because
Can I
so.
tell you about a game? Oh, okay. I was reading that. Can you tell me a game about I made? Like,
No,
I was
I'm
reading a weird.
I'm literally reading right now.
No. I have the chat up too. I was just reading it like terribly.
Well, you're terrible.
Yes, I am. Leave me alone.
I'm not this mean in real life, guys. I really am not this mean in real life.
No, he's a gentle giant, if one would say.
Darn right, I'm a giant.
A giant douche. Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Can chat go ahead and give us a suggestion for a topic for the last, say 15 minutes? I don't have that much time.
I want to go to sleep, guys. So let's make this happen.
One final topic for the night.
He's scary in real life. Bull crap! I am not scary. Am I scary in real life? Do I put off that vibe?
Andrew, I will say
I'm not.
no.
Am I scary in real life, man?
And with Joshua listening, no, he is not scary. But in reality,
hold on, I'll take off my headphones
Andrew,
first.
he's so scary.
No, I heard that, but that's okay.
Yeah, I know. It's just, it's fine.
I'm not
Just
that
don't-
I'm not
don't
that
hurt me.
scary. Okay, I'm not that scary. Okay.
Generally, you.
I only make fun about how I'm going to dispose of a body sometimes. Okay.
Sometimes. Most of the time, he just dips it in acid.
No, but I have made the joke. I'm going to kill you, dissolve you in acid, and then pour you down the septic system. But I only mean that in the nice, fun-loving way any friend does. Okay.
Oh, and we forgot to say during the midpoint of the stream, thank you, Arizona Sweet Tea, for
Oh, hold up.
being
I
an
should-
amazing
no, It's too
company.
late for me to drink one. I want to go to sleep. I still should grab the can out.
Yeah, just grab the can.
Just product placement. I gotta.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a fridge on my desk. You jelly?
Yes, extremely.
I got Kit Kats in here too. You want to?
I will buy the fridge and all of its content off of you for
Arizona.
$70.
Not a sponsor.
But we would love it.
We would love for you to be a sponsor. We would love for you to be a sponsor. Anyway.
Okay.
That would be really,
So-
really cool, actually.
Give me a second.
Okay, so apparently this person's game is called The Generically Unique Experience. And the main character is named Billy Bob Joe, which is probably the most stereotypical generic name
Okay.
ever.
Yes. So, let's go. Okay. So I went to this website. So impromptu topic generator.
Oh, hell.
Topic number 1: letters. The alphabet. Letters.
So what's going on with letters?
Yeah.
All
In
these
the-
things that
the
make words
letter
that make
alphabet,
things in
man.
other languages. What's up with
Okay, let's
that?
talk about Let's talk about the weight loss industry now. Protein bar. Okay, next one. Wine cellars. Man, I gotta love a good wine cellar, man.
Gotta get you a good wine cellar.
And glass.
No, because you gotta put the protein bars in a good wine cellar to keep it cold, you know, because, you know, you gotta let that age for several hundred years before you can eat a decent protein bar.
Yes. And then we have the banquets. We can actually talk about this because Chick-fil-A catering.
No, I'm not gonna segue my job into no.
No, but I do have to say something. Why do we have a platter that goes from 75 to 120 and then to 200?
I don't know.
Why?
Because nuggets are delicious. Okay.
Numbers, man.
Chick-fil-A nuggets are great. Okay. I really love Chick-fil-A. Okay, their food is great, and I'm not just saying that because I'm employed by them. I'm saying that because the food is actually really, 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 really good.
Yes.
Okay, if you want to eat chicken, don't go to Chicken Express. Don't go to Popeyes. Don't go to what's another place to serve
KFC.
KFC, McDonald's. Go to Chick-fil-A. You want to know why? Because it's saved. It is sanctified. Okay, God wants you to eat Chick-fil-A. Okay.
That is a bold statement. I do not
anywhere else. You get gassy. You eat anywhere else, you get crappy service. You eat anywhere else, it's just too expensive. Actually, no, I can't say that. Yes, I can.
My pleasure.
And every time it's like drilled in your head. Okay. I'm not gonna read more about this game because it's gone more interesting. So, oh no.
Oh, okay.
Snap! Cortana just turned on. Stop talking. No. No! Okay. So it's called the Generically Unique Experience. The main character is named Billy Bob Joe. The antagonist is Billy Bob Joe spelled backwards. And the main character's brother, uncle, dad, cousin, evil future clone, that's a demon. And he killed the antagonist's sister's mother, niece, wife, girlfriend, aunt. I think you're just listing
names and titles of
people in your family and life acquaintances. It's like, oh, you're my brother's sister's twice removed on the mother's side's grandfather sister-in-law.
Maybe.
Like, how obscure can we be? And insert what you've written here. There's an old man on the moon who is crazy and lives on the moon. Is this where we segue to Batman being on the moon, where he just has a bunch of cheese, you know, squirrel slaves that give him cheese?
Maybe. Okay, but the final topic. Car dealers.
Car dealers. Alright. You want to know how I buy a used car? Walk up to the lot, say I have $400 to spend, and then they say, get off my lot, we have nothing that says $400, and then you don't get a car that day.
Yeah, and then you go back the next day.
With $600.
And the next day. And the next day. Then guess what you do after that? You give up and you go to Craigslist.
Oh, crap, no. No. I don't trust Craigslist, man. I really don't trust Craigslist, man.
Alcoholism, that's a good topic.
No, it's not. It's like you. Okay, I can literally imagine you as a person in a random party, and it's, you know, kind of getting dull, kind of getting quiet, and you're just looking around and you go, so alcoholism.
So alcohol.
And everyone looks at you like, what in the what?
Okay,
and someone cries in the corner because, you know, someone in their family has it. And then now you're the demon of, like, the party of the year. So no one wants to talk to you anymore.
Okay, and to all my friends in chat, you all know this to be true.
Yeah, I can really imagine you going, so alcoholism, yeah? That's an interesting thing to talk about. Oh, man.
Okay, if not alcoholism, let's go ahead and do something topical. Working women. No?
I have no problem with working women. Every woman should have a chance to work, because they are just as capable as working as men. There you go. That's my 2 cents on that.
Same. What about Walmart? Okay, 4 minutes.
So what is with all these people at Walmart?
Yeah, they have
them. Buying stuff that they never use.
In my hair, some of them in no clothes.
This is my impression of Jerry Seinfeld.
Their deli section is actually pretty bad.
What?
Yeah, have you ever had Walmart deli?
Yeah, it's delicious.
I've never had a good experience at a Walmart deli.
Those little barbecue things
Okay.
are so
There's
good.
little-
So I don't even want to hear it. Okay.
Okay,
Because
I'm not talking about
like
the. I'm not
wingdings or
talking
whatever they're
about.
called is like my dad's favorite, and like the barbecue version of that's boneless, is like my favorite. Okay. It's like grown-up chicken nuggets, and it's really, really good. And this guy has just been talking in the chat, and we've totally been just neglecting him. Is he just randomly spitting off dialogue of his game that I'm not sure exists now?
No, I know this guy, and this game probably doesn't exist. He's probably just
So are you lying
going
to me right now? Are you lying to me? I will not take liars on my show, fool. I will not do that. I am a truthful, honest... No, never mind.
a truthful, honest man making.
person who has never done anything wrong in his entire life. I am the epitome of humanity. I can do anything better than you.
It's not a bad lifestyle if you're making an honest living selling illegal drugs. Because you're being honest about it. Come on. I mean,
no.
What?
Because you're breaking the law. It is illegal. You know what illegal means? Not legal.
But you're being honest while doing it, so you get credit.
No. So what is with these honest people doing not so honest things? I don't even get it anymore. Jerry Seinfeld's in my head because I just watched this special on Netflix, so that's literally the only reason why it's stuck in my head right now.
Okay. And let's finish off on one good, strong topic that we can all relate to.
Go for it.
Abuse.
No! You're the worst person on earth!
I will take a bow right now.
No! No!
Yes!
You... No!
I'm joking.
Abuse the crap out of you! No!
Whoa! Hey, whoa! Hey, whoa! Come on! Hey!
If you talk
hey
about
now! Hey,
another
whoa!
random thing that doesn't make any sense, that's just negative. I'm just, you know, gonna
College tuition. I'm the worst person ever.
Yeah, let's talk about the thing that's probably ruining like half the marriages in the United States right now.
And not abuse? Come on, man.
Yeah, not abuse.
I gotta go. I gotta go.
Is he gone? Is that just how he's gonna leave? I guess so. So this has been the weirdest stream I've ever done. So if y'all are still watching, why? But tune in next week. I'll be back probably around this time on next Wednesday. I appreciate all that you do. Hit that like button if you want to, you know, like this stuff. If you're watching the DVR up to this point, again, why? But I do still appreciate y'all's support. If you really want to join in next Wednesday, I'll do my best to get it up for you guys. But as always, have a fantastic day.